Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing a virtual tasting because no one is going outside of their homes and everywhere that you can go to do a real tasting right now is closed. The theme of today's tasting is Trader Joe's wines. Everyone knows Trader Joe's wines are pretty good for the amount that you buy them for. $2 Chuck is the classic, no longer $2, more like $3 these days, but easy table wine, especially if you're in college, just shell out a couple bucks and you have a whole bottle of wine to share with your friends. Trader Joe's has a lot of other wines though, so I wanted to try out some of their brand name wines that I've been seeing around. These 2 whites and 2 reds were the ones that were in my local Trader Joe's in Ballard, and so that's how I picked them. These are the 4 that I could find. We have a Petit Reserve, 2 Growers Reserves, and a Grand Reserve. So it seems like, from what I can find online, there are different levels of their reserve wines. The Growers Reserve are going to be around like $5, Petit Reserve a little bit nicer at $8, and then the Grand Reserve can be at $10 to $12. So you have a nice range still. Hopefully for this $12 price point, you can still get a pretty nice wine as you would expect from Trader Joe's. For now, let's start tasting, I guess. I'm gonna start with this Petit Reserve, Chenin Blanc Viognier. Jeez, that's hard. This is a Chenin Blanc Viognier from California, 2018 vintage. And yeah, let's try it out. That's a generous pour for tasting, perhaps, but it's okay because I'm at home and I'm not going anywhere. So, a little bit about this wine. Chenin Blanc is a variety of grapes grown in the Loire Valley of France. Of course, these are not from France. These grapes were grown in California. And then Viognier is another varietal also grown in France in the northern Rhone Valley, but in this case also grown in California. So these 2 varieties I think are not often blended, but California kind of does what they want and usually does a pretty good job of it. Ooh. It smells nice, but I think all wine smells nice. So the Chenin Blanc is going to give a little bit higher acidity with some clean fruity notes. Starting to get a little bit of that. Citrus. Pineapple? Maybe that's weird, but that's what it smells like to me. And then the Viognier that's in it is going to contribute a little more full-bodied flavor, which is nice. So that's going to bring it a little bit closer to a Chardonnay. Let's taste it. Light and refreshing, definitely fruity, a little acidic, some acidity on the end for sure. Once when I went wine tasting, I got the recommendation to take the first sip and just rinse it around your mouth, rinse out any other flavors that may be hanging out. There's the swish. And then the next sip, you can actually hold it and fully taste it and appreciate the flavors. Well, I like it. A little tropical fruity, like that pineapple. I'm still getting that a little bit. Maybe, yeah, citrus, like a little grapefruit. It is pretty acidic, I would say, but I like all of these flavors, so not bad, not a bad wine. I feel like this would be really nice for a summertime barbecue if we can ever gather for barbecues again. Go nicely with some like a saltier cheese because it is a little sweeter and more acidic. So the acidity could cut through some of that sharpness, saltiness. Probably any cheese would be good though. You may not be able to see it, but I can see some tears or trails coming down off the glass. I know that's maybe significant in some way, but we'll have to learn more about that. It was a big sip, but it was good, a good one. Yeah, maybe a little acidic for my taste, but overall, I'm a fan. All right, wine number 1. I also prepared a small palate cleanser for myself, just some plain crackers, just so we can start the next wine fresh. All right, so our next wine, another white. This is going to be a Grower's Reserve Sauvignon Blanc from California, 2018. This one is made from organically grown grapes, which is exciting. Everyone gets excited about organic these days. Cultivate simplicity is what this label says. In general, in life, I think that's a good motto. So this wine was vinted and bottled by ASV Wines in San Martin and McFarland in California. Lots of California wines here. I am from California, so I like a good California white especially. Interesting to see them all over, but I mean, that's for a reason, right? They're pretty good. Let's pour some of this one. Glug, glug, glug. Okay. Easy to pour a lot. This is gonna be fun. So this wine, oh yes, Sauvignon Blanc. I think this is going to be another acidic wine, somewhat dry. 12.4% alcohol, which is about the same as the first one. So a little lighter white wines, which is nice. Lots of smelling. Let's see. Ooh, I like that. Really coats the tongue with its flavor. I would say still fruity, not as tropical like the last one, but maybe some peaches. Yeah, peaches, nectarines. Getting me excited for spring and summer. Another thing I like to think about when I'm tasting wines is the 5 S's. So first when you are tasting wine, first you see it. So look at the wine, the color. It's a pretty pale yellow color, looks very refreshing. Then you can swirl it. This is good for releasing the flavors, maybe more important for reds, but good for whites as well. Then you smell it, get the scent. And then sip. And that sip phase is about holding it on your tongue, really letting the flavors seep in, and then swallow, of course, unless you want to spit. Either one works. They both start with S. So sometimes that can help break out the steps so you can think about the wine a lot as you're tasting it. It's almost like meditating on the flavor. If you've never done that with chocolate, it's kind of cool. Look up a chocolate meditation and you'll really taste the flavors of it. Okay, yeah, definitely pretty acidic for sure. but a little more vibrant of a flavor profile than the first one. Yeah, I like this one too. This one maybe more of a dinner wine with a fish or some kind of buttery sauce. The acidity can cut through the richness of that butter and cream, maybe a pasta. This is making me want to make all of these things. All right, just tasting some wine. I wonder when we come back from this how all the wineries will fare. I know a lot of them are doing pickup wines or drive-through to pick up your wine delivery. Still want to get their wine out there, but I think with everyone staying home as much as they are, maybe they're drinking more wine, but also maybe they're just staying home. I still go out also to get wine. My Trader Joe's is pretty, the wine selection is pretty low right now, I would say. A little bit of a bummer, but it makes sense. Gotta stock up on your wine. All right, that was good. Let's cleanse the palate a little bit more. We're on to reds, the second half of our tasting. This is going to be another Grower's Reserve from Trader Joe's, a Zinfandel from Paso Robles in California. That's in Southern California, if you are down there. Another 2018 vintage and also made with organically grown grapes. All right, another heavy pour by Kinsey. Okay, so this was red. It's a red wine, if you can't tell. Yes. Berries. I like red wines that have the very strong berry scent and flavor. Makes me think of berry cobblers, especially blackberries. This is a pretty good one. This label says jammy and complex, so we'll see if that's true. I believe in the jammy part though. So we can see it's I wouldn't say it's the darkest red I've ever seen. Pretty clear. It's a nice color. I like it. I'm just remembering savor might actually be one of the 5 S's instead of swallow or spit. It's a little classier maybe. That's us. We are classy. Speaking of classy, another theme I was considering is boxed wine. Try some different boxed wines. When I was in college, it was all about Franzia. Very common college accessible wine. Not gonna be the boldest flavors though. Okay, yeah. Blackberries. I would say cherry, maybe. Realizing a lot of tastings are kind of sitting and thinking, like, what am I tasting here? What am I smelling? Maybe not the most exciting to watch. That is nice. I feel like Zinfandels are sometimes sweeter, especially old vine Zinfandels. This is not an old vine Zinfandel, but it is a Zin, and it is sweeter. You can see it being good with, yeah, something salty. I think those complementary flavors. Some steak, perhaps. Very fruity wine, though. right, guess I have to drink this all. When I've gone to tastings, I generally don't lean towards the spitting out of my wine unless I really have to, like if I'm driving, for instance. Designated driver, you know, gotta stay safe. But generally I feel like, and I know this is if you're a real sommelier or really high-class taster, you don't want to let the alcohol of the wine influence your later tastes. However, I appreciate, you know, letting the wine go from glass to mouth to digestive system. Yeah, I would say so far, don't want to make any early judgments, but favorite of the three so far. All right. Yeah, that was nice. Okay. I see you, Trader Joe's Growers Reserve Zinfandel from Paso Robles, 2018. Maybe I'll cut this out later, but my roommate just finished doing yoga and is now taking a picture of me recording myself. All right, last but not least, we're gonna move on to this Trader Joe's Grand Reserve, truly not the least, maybe the best, Cabernet Sauvignon from Chalk Hill in Sonoma County, 2018 vintage, lot number 96. Cabernet Sauvignons, I think I have decided, are my favorites. Why is that? Not sure. I just like them. No, I feel like they generally have that fruity, especially berry flavor. Not too sweet. I used to be more of a white wine drinker, especially California Chardonnays, what I would go for. Yep. But Cabernet Sauvignons, if I'm going for a red, that's gonna be the go-to. I'm excited to try some more wines, hopefully develop my tastes more. Yeah, this is a good one.